Delegates and guests, let's give a warm welcome to Lola Smallwood-Cueva, Senator from Senate District 28.
Good afternoon, delegates of the California Democratic Party. I am Senator Lola Smallwood-Cueva, and welcome to our hood, Senate District 28. I am so honored to be here with you to address this issue today. It's an issue that weighs heavily on my heart, the need for reparations, and how California will lead the way to finally heal the soul of this nation. The harms against Black people in this country date back to 1619, when Africans were first brought to America not as immigrants, but as slaves against their will. Unlike any other human experience in America, millions of Black people were ripped from their homeland 50,000 miles away, auctioned off like cattle, kept in terrorizing bondage, and forced to endure genocidal labor under the most inhumane conditions. An estimated $20 trillion was amassed on the backs of enslaved labor, making the U.S. the largest economic power in the world and creating the oldest wage theft claim that has yet to be paid. While this multiracial civil rights movement led by African Americans demanded that America live up to the proclaimed ideals of democracy, liberty, and justice, the truth is that Black people have been enslaved longer than we've been free in this country. And when we continue to live our lives drowning in the disparities created by systemic racism. In California, these disparities between Black and white residents reflect widening gaps in life expectancy, income, home values, and incarceration rates, and the number of people who sleep on our streets. This is a testament to policies rooted in anti-Black racism. Although segregation technically ended under the Civil Rights Act, disproportionate negative conditions persist for Black people in California and across the country in strikingly similar ways. And this is not a coincidence. This is systemic. And let me be clear, nothing will ever fully repair the horrors of slavery and the ensuing harm that continues to be done to Black people in this nation. But reparations is what we rightly need. Reparations is the seed capital. It is the down payment on the nation, on the state that we are becoming. Look around this room, friends. We are the new moral majority. Black, Latinx, API, LGBTQ, Jewish, immigrants, women. And our first course of business must be to hold our state accountable for the vilest of American atrocities rooted in the hate and division that we know so well in this country. Passing reparations for Black people in California sends a clear message to the U.S. that we reject all atrocities by a government that would allow Black children to be enslaved in shackles and put our brown children in cages. These things are connected. Given our multiracial makeup, it makes sense that California would be the first state to wrestle with the past and to determine how to adequately address why it is critical to compensate Black people. Our reparations task force must lead as a model for other states. What we do here in California to repair the harm of slavery and Jim Crow will be transformative for the country we want to be. And let's set the record straight. Reparations for Black Americans is not setting a precedent. Many nations across the globe, including the U.S., have paid reparations for their gross violations of international human laws. We are no different. And our task force is using guidelines set by the United Nations as a standard for addressing the reparations needed here in California. These standards include many things, but these are the first two steps. An official apology for the harm. And the second, compensation for those who were harmed. And the third, to commit that we will never do this violation again. Reparations is an opportunity for us to stand united for long overdue justice for Black people, the community that has been on the forefront, that has paid the ultimate price for ensuring that Americans live up, and this country live up to the creed of democracy that it proclaims. It is time to recognize the sacrifice of Black Californians by paying this debt and repairing the harm. The historic and necessary step toward reparations for Black people centers our values as a 21st century democracy, a 21st century Democratic Party. Where California goes, this nation will go. And reparations means going into a future where generations can live free from the weight of the bigotry of the past, and build the California and the United States we know we deserve and need for the future. Thank you so much, Democratic Party. Let's do this. Let's make reparations a priority. Let's put it on the National Democratic Party agenda. And most importantly, let's show who we really are in the state of California by standing with one another. Thank you.